Hello and welcome back to Craft Factory. Today we're going to be making a hot springs cake. Now, it's gonna have levels, it's gonna have jelly pools, and it's even gonna have a waterfall. So, let's get going. Oh, and I'm Chris, by the way, the new cake decorator. We're gonna start with a 10-inch square sponge that we're going to generously smother with buttercream. Oh, Nigella would have been proud of that one. So I know what you're thinking, he's put a square cake on a round board, but trust the process. Continue with your next sponge, aim for 3 layers. Once you've finished the first tier, we're going to move on to the second tier. Now, this is important. You must remember to support your cakes. We're using 4 columns in an offset position towards the back and adding a trimmed cake board on top. Lather that bad boy in another layer of buttercream and start stacking. Now, I'm not a size queen, but she's gonna be big. Prepare. Like, she's a beast of a cake. Take a skewer and mark out a rough guide to where you want your pools to be. Remember, leave space around the edge for the walls. When you're happy, grab a knife and start carving out your rocky mound. It's like trimming a kebab. Go slow. It's easier to take away than it is to add it back on. Not that I'm talking from experience. But don't throw away the sponge. We're going to use it later. Once the sides are done, we can start carving the space for our jelly pools. Grab that lovely bowl of spare sponge we set aside earlier and whack in some buttercream. Yes, I said whack, and no, I am not ashamed. Now, mix all that together. What we're looking for is a pliable consistency that's not overly oily. We're going to use this to build out some details on our cake. This is the time where you can personalize your cake. Now I'm extra. I've added steps. I've added a little itty bitty cave on top. You do you. Once you've finished sculpting with your cake mush, it's time to cover the entire thing with ganache. Now, I've gone with a white chocolate ganache, my fave, that I've coloured a lovely tan colour. Make sure you get into all those nooks and crannies, especially those hidden crevices. Now that is some smooth spreading. Now that we've ganached and chilled the cake, we're going to go back in with these other coloured ganaches using a paintbrush and put in some finer details to turn this tan mound into a beautiful hot spring. I'm adding depth. I'm thinking shadows. I'm thinking light. It's time to crumb. I've crushed some biscuits and I'm going to use it to add some texture. I'm feeling fancy. So I'm going to go back in and add some nice stone detail to the walls. Also, to make sure the pools are watertight, we're going to double seal with some melted cocoa butter. Nobody wants a soggy sponge. Now this is set and sealed, we can fill these pools with jelly. Now the plan is to fill it from the top to the bottom and make a real waterfall. Hopefully. So let's see if it works. I held my breath through the entire of that. But it worked. How cool was that? Now I'm gonna go for a lie down. I'm gonna take this leftover semi-set jelly and use it to add some ripples to the water. And then, to make jelly bubbles, whisk the last bits of the unset jelly and spoon the bubbles on. This will really make the waterfall come to life. Speaking of waterfalls, go ahead and melt some isomalt in your microwave and then carefully, using a spoon, make long lines on your map. If you're that way inclined, you can measure the length, but I'm just gonna go rogue. Once these are set and are no longer a threat of 3rd-degree burns, you can attach these to your cake with ganache to create your waterfall. To finish off the pools, I'm adding lots of rock shapes made out of modelling chocolate. And I mean lots. Just to top it all off, we're adding some snowy details with royal icing. Beautiful. You know what? Let's add some trees. Yeah, I think we're done. So there you go, one hot spring inspired cake to impress, well, everyone. Everyone will be impressed with this cake because look at it, it's fantastic. Right, I'm gonna grab a cuppa and then we're gonna slice this bad boy. I'll be back. Oh, isn't this nice? Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments what you want to see me make next. See you next time. Ta-ra! Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe.